Hi Shweta, how are you doing?
I am good, Kriti. Thank you for inviting me. Hi.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So let's begin with a short introduction of yourself. Shweta Gautam. Yeah, Shweta Gautam, a lifestyle and wellness writer. She is an alumni of MIT University and has completed her graduation in English literature. Having more than 1 year of experience in the domain of writing, she is a freelance writing business owner. She specializes in writing in depth blog posts for lifestyle and wellness brands and businesses. Her website name is Written by Shweta. She provides services such as content writing, blogs, copywriting, email marketing, and social media content to potential clients, lifestyle coaches, lifestyle or wellness business owners. Therefore, do follow her on her Instagram and visit her blog as well. Both the links will be in the description below. And book a free consultation call with her now. A warm welcome to you, Shweta, on Journey Teachers.
Thank you, Kriti. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Yeah. So what's
Okay.
happening? So what's happening around?
I just completed my work for this interview. That's it, like, that's everything right now. Yeah. Because I was working in the morning. So, yeah.
Nice, cool. So let me begin with the very first question. Is blogging for everyone? Can everyone and anyone can do this?
I would say yes, because I mean, there's nothing, it's not like it doesn't have any rocket science or something. It's just basic writing. But yeah, there are some, nitty gritties that just enhances your writing when you become a blog writer, or when you provide it as services, or if you just, own your blog as well. But yeah, it can be learned. There's nothing like someone can do it and some people cannot do it. No, there's nothing like that. Everyone can do it, provided you have the right strategy, and you are writing the blogs in a structured manner, and you are building the right kind of audience for yourself. You know the people you are targeting, and you are sure about the kind of people you want to, you want to read your blog, or the and if you are like both. So if you're like me, who has both a blog and who provides it at writing services as well, then you should be just clear about the clients that you're targeting, or the readers that you're targeting. So yeah, anybody can do it. Yes.
Yeah, everybody should do it.
I mean, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of mommy bloggers and travel bloggers and every blogging. It's like 5 to 8 years from now, nobody knew it, but now it's like a very prosperous profession even in our country. And yeah, I believe anybody and everybody can do it, and it can be a nice source of side income. And if you give proper time and proper knowledge to it, it can even go out to become your full-time income. Because I know people who are bloggers and who just who run a 7-figure business or 6-figure business just from their blogs. So yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Just a compliment in between. You have gorgeous hair. I want some hair tips from you as well, but not hair. We'll talk about it later.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so the next question comes in. What is the difference between content writing and copywriting?
Okay, so content writing and copywriting, I mean, the difference is not as huge, but it's very, very intricate and very important. Content writing is when you are content writing is when you're providing information for the sake of educating people, for raising awareness, and for making people familiar with your brand or with your client's brand. That is what copywriting is all about, where the information is just meant for the purpose of education. Whereas copywriting, on the other hand, it is meant to bring in sales. It is meant to persuade people so that they can buy by reading your words or whatever you have written for them. For example, website copy. So if a person, if he or she comes on your website, and if they read the content on your website, and if they are enthusiastic enough, or if your content, the copy that you have written on your website, and if that raises enough interest in them to go ahead and explore more on your website, or just get in contact with you to know more about your services, your brand, your product, or XYZ, any business that you're running. That is how copywriting is important.
Yeah, both go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, yes, both go hand in hand. But yeah, if you, I mean, as a beginner, every copywriter once starts as a content writer, because it's like, it's like a stepping stone. So you start as a content writer, and obviously if you wish to stay, you can just stay at content writing. But if you are somebody who wants to scale their knowledge and who wants to scale their level of income, then copywriting is a very good option as well.
Very well put. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my next question would be, how long can we take to niche down while beginning our freelance services or even blogging? Is there any time limitation for experimentation?
No, there are no time limits. You can get I mean, for example, me, I started my content writing and copy. I started my writing services with this after deciding my niche, because from my personal research and from what I learned, I had this mindset that if you are a niche specific writer, you become more prominent in the eyes of your prospect and your clients. Because again, I use this example very often, because this is one of the examples I heard from one of my mentors. So she says that, God forbid, someone in your family goes through a heart problem, or they have a chest pain or something. You won't go to a normal doctor. You would go to a cardiologist, right? You would go to someone who is specific in that problem areas. So it is similar with your writing services. I mean, yes, you can begin as a journal writer. You don't have to wait specifically to niche down. But obviously, as you explore, and as you now that you have began, and now that you have explored several niches, you can just find out what fits for you, and what is that one topic that you enjoy writing about, or what is that one area of writing that you enjoy. And plus, it is not just about it should interest you, but it should be a profitable market as well, because there's no point of writing it if people cannot pay you, or they won't pay
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
So if you are someone who is looking out to niche down, then go for a niche that is both in your interest and that is profitable, and you are eager to learn about it, because obviously knowledge, it is never limited. You just keep on exploring, and you just keep on growing. So no matter the kind of the level you are in terms of the knowledge about your niche, but you should have the will to learn and to continue to grow in that niche.
Yeah, absolutely. It should come naturally to you, and you will be able to love writing that. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Okay, so how did you realize that this is the niche, like wellness and lifestyle is the niche to go for you? Also, is there any thing called as the unpopular niche?
Okay, so how I realized it is when I was researching, and when I was beginning, and when I went into that mindset that we are into a pandemic, and there would be no better time to explore my what I wanted to do for so long. So when I went into it, i I experimented with several niches. And when I say experimented, I was experimenting with myself. I didn't go out and I didn't find out clients that I was working for, but it was just like more of a self realization thing. So I went from thinking about academic writing, then I thought maybe I can write for English, English businesses, that institutes that offer these English as a second language services, where they teach English. So I thought maybe I can write for ESL businesses, but even that didn't work out, because when I had to research, I was like, no, this is not the kind of business that people would really pay me for. So then, because I was a medical student back in my school time, in my 10th and 12th, I had this science background. So I combined lifestyle and wellness, because lifestyle, it is, I mean, both of them are very broad niches. I would like to agree on that. Yes, they are very broad, but even if they're broad, they keeps me into that box, and there's so much to explore. It never ends. So this was the reason I chose wellness, because I knew I have a little background. So for example, there's a client, and sometimes happens that they talk some medical words, or there are certain terms. So I am able to understand that, because I have that kind of basic background. So this was one of the reasons why I chose lifestyle and wellness. And regarding the unpopular niches, so yeah, I mean, if you would go finance and cryptocurrency, because I know writers who are into these niches, and they're doing really well. They are just breaking their every income goals. So yeah, finance, cryptocurrency, and health and wellness, and digital marketing within that, marketing in that any space, and just specializing in marketing in general. So yeah, I mean, not unpopular, but yeah, it is just that people are not really aware about them, because they don't take the effort, to go into that extra mile and just look out for the things that can make it better for them. So yeah.
I really like how you said that you combined your previous experience with this domain. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so my next question would be, how did you overcome the societal expectations to get a real job and actually begin with your freelance career? There must be times in your freelance career, your journey of your writing, that when you felt like giving up and having a more secure 9 to 5 job. What have you done to cope up with that?
Okay, so I never really felt that I should go into, I mean, after I began it, after I was into my freelancing business, I never had a thought that maybe a 9 to 5 would be better. Why? Because I had already overcome that thought. I stepped into freelancing when I was like, I have to do this, and I don't want to do a 9 to 5. So how did I overcome that? Because I was in a pandemic, we were in a pandemic, and I mean, my education was over. I was done with my master's program, and I was idle. I was basically sitting idle. And content writing, or writing services in general, this was something I wanted to do for a very long time. So I just utilized the time that I was, other than, that I was otherwise wasting, you can say, during the pandemic. Because obviously, like every other person, it for me also, it was like watching web series and sleeping and eating, just that usual schedule for every other person.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but then I just I just started with a YouTube channel, and I went into that thing, and I used to, watch those videos and make those notes, what would work and what would not work. What are the information that would be useful for me, because of the market as well. Because even though, I mean, when I began my freelancing journey, I followed the steps of writers who are not from India. Because honestly, I would be honest, back then when I was researching, I could not find any Indian writer who would be reliable on YouTube, because there was like so much general content out there. So I stuck to one of the freelance writers. She was from Texas, America, and I researched about that. And because I was, we were in a pandemic, and I was sitting idle, and my parents were like, okay, you are not going anywhere anyhow, because we're in a pandemic. So yeah, if you want to do it, you can do it. And now it's been an year since I did it. Now they are fine with what I'm doing, my with my career, and I am happy about where I am in my freelancing business right now. And obviously, I wish to grow it, and there's a lot more, that I have planned for it. But yeah, as of now, it was difficult. I won't say it was easy, because I mean, even today, if someone just talks about having a 9 to 5 or having a government job, because when you come from a middle class Indian family, you know how important it is for to have a government job and everything. But yeah, I have surpassed that belief or that mentality. I was never in that mentality, but yeah, I was always like, I will not be able to do it, because it's not like I want to be, but it was like I did not wanted to do it, because I don't want my, I never wanted my life to be in that 9 to 5 circle. And now I work from home, yes, but it's like I work on my own terms. There are days when I work, when I work without any schedule continuously, but then there are days where I don't work at all. So it all goes according to me. I mean, yes, I am reliable to my clients, I am answerable to them, I'm accountable for the work that we are doing together, but it comes at my own pace. I don't have any kind of pressure there, because the people that I'm working with, they're the kind of people that I want to work with. They understand me, and they respect my choices, they respect my timing, and they don't get over my head that you should do it. There's no should. It's more like whenever you can. And it's just that, it's how you build your reputation with your clients. So as far as overcoming that mindset is concerned, once you get into the profession, it all keeps on happening. You don't really have to think about it. And honestly, once you're into this business, you won't even have the time to think what other people are saying or what someone else is thinking about you, because there's so much to do. I
You are
mean,
busy in your own thing. Yeah.
yeah, freelance writing is not just about writing. You have to create content, you have to reach out to your potential clients, you have to follow up with them, you have to get on sales calls. Sometimes the calls would work, sometimes they don't, sometimes the client would show up, sometimes they won't. So there's so much going on within your own business that you don't really have time to answer other people what they think about their business, or if it is a good fit according to them, or if it would work according to them. No. And as far as I am concerned, my family has never been somebody who has held me back. They have always supported me and pushed me to go beyond my boundaries. I mean, yes, little arguments here and there, that's like a part of life, but other than that, it's not like they had some major issues with me working on this. So yeah, it was always, it is all about the environment you create for yourself.
That's absolutely great. What is the name of the writer which you said, whom you said in between?
Okay, so her name is Jordan McKell, and she has a YouTube channel. So if you guys want, you can, just go through it. And I mean, she's like, she doesn't have a lot of social media presence, but the videos that are there on her YouTube channel, that will really help you if you are somebody, who is just willing to start out into the business, and if you're somebody who wants to clear out all your basics about the business. I guess it would be great for reference.
Yeah. How does it feel to be your own boss?
Okay, so people have this mentality that freelancing is all about being your own boss, but like I said, it is, I mean, it is not really true. I mean, yes, it is true, but the perception that people have about this statement is not true. Yes, you are your own boss, you work at your own timings and this and that, but then there are people you are answerable to. The clients
Yeah.
that you work with. So if you take their suggestions, or if you take their requirements on your ego, and you're like, no, I won't do it, then it won't take you anywhere. So yes, it is about being your own boss, and it feels great. I'm not answerable to anybody about my day. Where am I going, why did I take a leave, or why did not I come to the office, or those kind of usual questions. I'm not answerable to anybody that way. But yes, if you are working for a client, you have to work with them as a team. You cannot take it that, oh, it's just my business and I'll do it accordingly. Yes, it is your business, and yes, there are things that you don't need to answer at all about anything to anybody. But if it is about your client's content, and if it is about the services that you're providing, then you have to align your strategies and your ethics with your clients as well. And obviously, sometimes there would be times when you will meet people who will who you won't like at all. There would be times when you will come across clients like these. So you just have to get over them, you just have to let them go and get over them.
Absolutely. And is time flexibility a boon or a bane in freelancing?
I would definitely say it's like, yeah, it's a blessing, yes, of course. Because I mean, who would not want time flexibility in their life? Now, I mean, okay, I'll give you an example. For like all my entire my life, because of my exams, or because of my schools, or because of my college times, there have been time I have missed numerous numerous family functions. Me and my brother, both of us, we have missed a lot of functions, and we have missed a lot of family gatherings because our studies were always a priority, both for our parents and for us as well. But now that I am an independent individual and I'm working at my own pace, I don't have to you know I don't have to keep my family aside in the name of work. So that is something I really enjoy. If I want to spend time with my friends, if I want to spend time with my family, if I want to go out with my family, I can do all of that at my own pace, because I know that whatever I am doing, I am the one who is responsible for it. I'm not answerable to anybody, and I won't miss anything. So yeah, time flexibility is obviously a blessing in your freelancing career, provided you do it correctly. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that's a perfect work-life balance.
Yes.
Yeah. So you recently had an experience of scam as well, if I'm not wrong. Any tips on that as to how to identify them, how to react, and what steps should be taken? What are the common traps for aspiring writers?
Okay, so there cannot be, since we all are working online, there's nothing that you can do if you have been into one. If your once your money is gone, it's gone. So how you can protect yourself from it is, first thing, just charge in advance. That would be like, one thing that I would recommend. And if the client is not charging it, if the client is not charging in advance, then at least take 50% of the payment in advance, because we are providing digital services. Once gone, they are gone. There's no claiming, or there's nothing that you can really do about it. And so one is, you can charge in advance to protect yourself, and to be more secure about your and confident about your services. The next thing is, so that person, what he did was, he asked me to pay some amount upfront before, before he pays me. So that was like a very obvious sign, because in any kind of digital services, you don't have to pay anybody to anything. You are the service provider, you should be paid for it, not the person who is asking you to work for them. So yeah,
Yeah,
these are,
exactly.
yeah, so this is something that you can take care of.
Okay. So what do you love the most about blogging and freelancing?
Again, I would say, working at my own pace. Yeah, because like I
Yeah.
said, all my studies, and all during my college time, I have missed out a lot of time, or with my family, because I was too busy with my studies. And now that I am working, because I am the only one who is responsible for all of it, and I'm not answerable to the school management or the college management, or I don't have
Yeah.
any attendance criteria to meet.
The
I would
freedom you
definitely
get.
say
The freedom you get. Yeah.
yes.
So
That
how
is
were
like,
you? Yeah. How were you completely sure about writing? From where does the passion of writing emerge?
I was in my second year of graduation when our business communication teacher, she introduced us to content writing, and I was literally amazed, because I used to write poems back then, and just normal, like every writer begins, journaling and something like that. So I was very amazed that there is a profession like this where you can write and you can earn. And I was absolutely blown away by the way she introduced it to me. So the next time she came to the class, I went to her and I asked her to educate me more on the subject. And so she shared this number of an alumni, and he was running a content marketing agency. I got in touch with him, and that is how the experience began. But yeah, I worked for them. I just wrote one article for them, but then again I got busy into my studies. But when it was the pandemic, and I sat down on that YouTube channel, and that was the time when I actually realized what is the potential of this career and where it can take me in life. Because there were people, it wasn't like this is an alien thing, or I was the only one to do it, I was the first one to do it. There are numerous people who are doing it. There are innumerable people who are successful, doing what I wanted to do. So I just researched about it, and then I was like, this is what I want to do. This is something that I know, if I do this, I will be, able to have a good life and give the kind of life I want for my family as well. So I just knew that this would solve all the problems for me. Not immediately, but in the long run, it would. Surely it will. And honestly,
Absolutely.
it's been an year, and I am happy the way it is going. I am absolutely happy, and I can only see myself growing in the coming years.
Absolutely. It takes time, but the growth is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lockdown has changed a lot for you.
It Yeah, I mean, people complain about the pandemic, but I will always say that 2020 was the best year that happened to me, because it just changed the entire direction of my life. Otherwise, I know I would have been, probably doing something very conventional and very usual as every other girl does. But I am extremely happy that I took that step, and I just went ahead and learned all about it. And I just went in to put all the efforts that I did, and wherever I am in my life right now, be it, from be it personally from my family's perspective, or be it professionally, I am, very satisfied with it. Satisfied, I mean, yeah, I would be honest, I didn't expect that I would work with international clients, or I would work with, these big brands. But now that I'm doing it, I know I can. I mean, if 1 year can give me all of this, then I cannot even imagine where the next year, or the coming years will take me.
Absolutely. I really look up to you. I'm also following the unconventional path. I was also from the science background in my 11th and 12th. And now I'm doing a degree which is unconventional and which is a combination of various subjects.
All
Yeah.
the best to you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Great to have you here. Yeah.
I am,
So,
yeah.
my next question would be: is not
Mhm.
blogging dying, and instead vlogging is coming up? Your thoughts and comments on this?
No, I won't say blogging is dying, because I mean, yeah, ultimately things have to go on Google, and Google is still a word, it's still a word platform, and not completely a video platform. So if you want your
Yeah.
business to, if you want your business to have more eyes on Google search, at least on the search engines at least, then you will have to, think about having a blog for your business. And as far as blogging is concerned, yes, it's a booming platform as well. YouTube is there, and now with Instagram. So yeah, obviously, but yeah, you cannot say one is better than the other, or one is going to overtake the other. That is what I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And is it a reliable source of income as well? Of course, in the beginning, it is not so much. Eventually, it increases. And how is the money seen in this picture? Should not people quit their regular thing or a job to start blogging, or is it better to continue along with the job, at least in the beginning?
If you're a student, then it's no. I mean, you can obviously, have it with your studies. But for me the case was different, because I started it during the pandemic, so I had all the time with me to put all my 100% efforts into what I wanted to do. But if you have not started it yet, and if you have a job, then I won't ask you to quit your job right away and go into something new, because the truth is it takes time. For some it takes 6 months, for some it takes an year, but it does takes time. So you have to be secure in that manner. If you have a job already, then I would obviously suggest that, start blogging as like a side hustle thing. And once you grow your blog, and you have all those ads running, and you have a revenue coming in, um then there are two ways. Maybe you can hire someone to write for you, and you can continue your job and enjoy both the source of income. And if you think that blogging is something that you enjoy and you really want to continue it, then go ahead and leave your job if you are earning more than the job from blogging. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where do you see to take this business, your bigger aim or goal towards it?
I It's like freelancing. As of now, freelance writing, it's like a stepping stone for me, because obviously I have a few other plans. But you know for like next 1 or 2 year, I plan to grow my blog, because like you said, I have a writer website. So I plan to grow my blog, I plan to monetize it, and that is like the nearest goal for me as of now.
Yeah, excellent. And what advice would you give to somebody just beginning their career as a writer? Some blogging tips, maybe?
Okay, some blogging tips. I would say that when you begin it, yeah, there will be a lot of times when you will feel like this is not working or this is not the right thing to do. But if you really wish to do it, then stick to it for 6 months. This is something that I've experimented myself, and this is because this is something I used to hear from people, that whatever you're doing, just do it for 6 months. Results will be there, and I did it, and I mean, yeah, it took time, but when the results came, they were much more than I expected. So stick to it for 6 months. And as far as writing advices is concerned, whenever you're writing, write as if you are having a conversation with your reader, because it is very important to make your reader feel appreciated and to make your reader feel that you're talking to them, even if it's just through your words, but it is very important.
Absolutely. Consistency is the key and give yourself a target of 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you prefer typing on the laptop or a paper pen ink?
I mean, as like for my writing services, obviously I am on my laptop more, like most of the time. But writing with my hands, that is something that I do when I'm making notes. I am not really a technology. I don't use technology to journal. So if I'm journaling, or if I'm making some notes for myself, or if I'm making a to-do list, all of that I do on my notebooks, because I prefer it that way. Because anyway, like as a service provider, I'm always on the laptop most of the time. So while writing with my on my notebooks, that is something, that is the time when I am just away from my laptop for like
When you are
some time.
writing for yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. You should write a book as well. Why don't you come up with a book?
It's too early to come up with a book, I believe. I mean, yes, eventually, probably it will happen someday. But as of now, exploring my options, and I am, really looking forward to grow this into like a full blown business. And I am looking, like I mentioned, I am looking forward to grow my blog. So, having a book as of now, probably down the line it might happen, but it is not anywhere in the cards right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, will you advise taking paid resources or the free available from YouTube and all of that from your experience? As you said, as you mentioned earlier as well, that you took YouTube.
Okay, so I always say this: there's a lot of free knowledge around you. You don't
Yeah.
have to, go into paid resources in the very initial days of your learning time. Make access of whatever is available for you for free. Try those tips, implement them, and you will get some of the other kinds of results. Because this is what I did, and when you start earning, reinvest that into your business. Probably take some mentorship, or hire a coach for yourself, or take a course, whatever you feel is the right thing to do. But initially, I will not suggest you to go for paid resources in the very beginning, when you don't have any idea. There's a lot of knowledge around you. Make use of that. You have
Yeah.
internet with you anyways, and you're doing a lot of other things on the internet. So why not to just make use of the positive side of the internet instead of wasting your time.
Yeah, exactly. So, what are some apps you would suggest for writing or productivity? Some
I
common
don't
apps
use
which you.
I don't use any apps specifically for productivity. But yeah, my writing business, it basically runs on Google Doc, because that is how I, provide the services. And other than that, I have this notes app on my phone, because ideas comes at, very random time. Sometimes it's 3 in the night, or it's midnight or any time. So whenever an idea
Same
comes
here,
out,
same here.
so I just write them down, because we just forget them so easily. And other than that, I have recently made an account on Notion app, because I was hearing so much about it. So let's see how the experience goes. But as far as now, I am not somebody who really relies on app. Yeah, Google Doc is one thing that I am basically running my entire business on. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I want to say that everybody thinks that we need to be a perfect writer with perfect English, on point grammar, and not no mistakes at all. What do you have to say about this?
English, specifically for your Indian audience, English is our second language, and it is just another language. The fact that it is so popular is just because it is accepted globally, but there are still countries where people have no, they don't use English even as their second language. So let's just treat English as a language. Yes, it is important. Yes, it has the popularity, and yes, it has got the worldwide acceptance, but it is not too hard to learn it. And as far as grammar and writing is concerned, it is all about practice. As much as you practice, as much as you grow.
Yeah, absolutely. You just have to begin. You don't have to wait for perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is our career really recognizable by friends and family?
Sorry, is?
Is our career recognizable by friends and family? Initially, they were not, but slowly and steadily, they will be recognizing, right?
Yeah, my family, like I said, my family is comfortable with what I'm doing now. They are, they
Yeah,
have accepted it, and they're fine with it. And as far as my friends are concerned, so when you do something unconventional, they don't, yeah, they understand that I'm a writer and everything, but the kind of emotional support you want to seek from, you would want from your friends, that is something that I find within the social community that I'm building, be that on my Instagram or my LinkedIn. I have met some amazing people in this 1 year, and they are really, somebody who, because they're in the same business as me, so there are times they just understands me better than anybody else. So yeah, and as far as recognition is concerned, it comes with time, and for me, yeah, it has been there. It's there.
yeah, absolutely. You can get a chance to grow your network as well, meeting various kinds of people. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how was MIT experience for you?
Amity, I would say, yeah, Amity was like, I don't think I really have a word for it, but yeah, Amity was the place where it all changed for me. It was a place where I was introduced to content writing. So it was all worth it, I would say. Waking up early in the morning, going for classes 8 o'clock, reaching to the college, leaving the college at 5:30. I always say Amity is like, it's a whole another world within itself. You really don't care about the outside world. You don't. So yeah, Amity will always be, like, it will always be special for every other kid, every other person. Their college is very special, especially their graduation college. So is it for me. Yeah.
That's great. Great. So, how often one needs to publish a blog in the beginning versus with some experience?
It is not about beginning or experience. It is about it is about what is being accepted by the search engines. It is obviously, yes, it is about your writing capacity as well, but if you have a blog, then initially, and if you're planning to monetize this blog into your full blown income, full source of income, then there's no end to it. Post as many blogs as you can. That's it.
Okay. How
For
often do
me,
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I started with four. I started with 8 blogs a month. That is like 2 blogs per week. I started with that because that was the time when I did not have any clients, and I was still learning, and I was in the beginning phase. But as I have grown, and as I have my own clients now, so I have to strike a balance between my clients' work and my blog. So now it has it has incredibly reduced to 1 or 2 blogs a month, because like I have to manage other things as well. So yeah, but again, like I said, if you are someone who is looking to turn a blog into your full blown income, then you can post as much as you can. If you are not like a freelancer, or if you're just a blogger, then yeah, post as much as you can.
Yeah. So as a newbie, one has so many questions like how to get our first client, how to pitch to them, and what should we charge, or should we just accept their offer? What do you think?
As a newbie, I would say, experiment with people, explore your potential, and work for whatever comes in your way. Because when you are just a newbie, your focus should not be money, it should be getting testimonials, because having social proof for your services is very, very important. It speaks for your capability, it speaks for your services, and it speaks for your accountability of the services that you're providing. It builds your authority basically. So for your first 1 or 2 client, if needed, maybe you can work for free, or maybe you can work at a lower rate than the market price. But then when you have like 1 or 2 testimonials, start building your rates, and begin quoting them, because there's nothing like you won't find client. There are a lot of clients, and they say that the market is saturated, but trust me, it is not. There is scope for anybody and everybody out here. So because obviously there are startups being, or there are startups coming into existence every other day, so content is needed very, very much. So the scope is like unimaginable. But as far as the rates are concerned, when you will quote yourself, you will know that this is what I am worth it. You will have that feeling from within you. So charge that, and if and build on your rates, increase your rates with every other client. Sometimes they would agree, sometimes they would not, sometimes you would have to lower the price, and sometimes you will get beyond your expectations. So it is all about experience and learning and trying and hitting. It is all like hit and trial and error method.
Yeah. How much to increase with every other client?
That depends. That depends. For example, let's just say you began with, so the market, as far as I know, it begins with 20 to 30 paisa per word. But so probably you started with 2 clients at no rates, and you just worked with them for testimonials. But now that you have testimonials, you can work for 50 paisa per word, and now again, then you can raise to 1, then you can go to 1.5, then 2. It is all about trial and error, because like I said, some would accept your offer, some would say, oh, you're charging too much because you don't have the said experience. And when they say that thing, you can just show them the testimonials, that I have social proof for what I'm charging, I am worth it. So yeah.
Yeah. I would also like to know some tips around portfolio building as well.
Portfolio building, for me, my blog worked as a portfolio. But if you want to, don't have a blog, that's absolutely your choice. It is not like you must have a blog to start as a freelancer. So what you can do is, you can just prepare 1 or 2 write-ups within the field, within the niche that you want to write for. And whenever your clients, whenever your prospects ask you if you have some experience, you can just share that Google link with them, like, here's my portfolio, here's the kind of work I have done. Or the best part is, go on LinkedIn and self-publish your articles. That's it.
Yeah, great. So now let's come to the quick rapid fire round. So there are
Okay.
a few, yeah, there are a few questions, and you got 5 seconds for each. You have to be real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So starting with the first question, word limit for a blog.
1,000 words.
Okay. Website to purchase the domain name from.
I have mine on Hostinger, so that is what I would suggest.
Okay. So you are a dash freelancer. Some adjective.
Resilient,
Excellent. If not writing, what else?
grading.
Okay. Have your own writing piece ever made you cry? Which one?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So have your and one mental block that easily hinders the way of writing.
My way of writing, my laziness. It comes in a way sometimes. It comes in the way sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Hope to get it over soon, maybe. So how many hours it takes to
Mhm.
write one blog?
An hour or two, more, not more than that.
Okay. What is the name of your most successful post?
It was a quote from one of my blogs that talked about self-esteem.
Excellent. How would you rate your growth till date with respect to the beginning of this career?
I would say 8 on 10.
Okay, hope you grow more. Was written by Shweta the very first selected by you? If not, what else?
It doesn't matter. The domain name doesn't matter. It is all about the kind of name you build for yourself by your work. So I just went with the first thought that came to my mind. Written by Shweta was the first one.
Okay. How many clients have you worked with in this 1 year, roughly?
How many times?
How many clients have you worked
Sorry, I didn't
with?
get the question.
Okay. How many clients have you worked with in this 1 year, roughly?
5 to 10, somewhere between. Yeah.
Okay. What was your first income by writing specifically?
I was paid 600 rupees for writing social media posts for photography page,
Okay.
social media
So,
captions.
okay. So here comes the last question. How many alphabets are there in written by Shweta? You have got 5 seconds.
15,
Time up.
15, 15, 15, 15.
Okay. So I'm done with the questions, and it was just a wonderful experience to hear your experience about writing, blogging, freelancing.
Thank you so much. I had a good time too. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Hope to have you here again as well. Thank you so
I
much.
would love to. Thank
Thank
you. Bye
you.
bye.
Thank. Bye.